Let's take a look at some sample problems from section 12.2 on measures of central tendency. And the first thing we look at in the exercises, which are found on page 650 in our 12th edition of the text, we'll take a look at number 4. We're given a series of numbers. And we're asked to find the mean, median, and mode if there is any, mode or modes. So we have 26, 31, 46, 31, 26, 29, and 31. So what you want to do is take your calculator to find the mean, and I'm just going to call it X bar. 26 plus 31 plus 46 plus 31 plus 26 plus 29 plus 31. Okay, so I'm getting a sum of 220. That's the sum of my x's. Now I want to count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to divide by 7 to get the mean or the average. And I'm getting, we're going to round it to, it says directions say round it to the nearest tenth mean value, so that would be 20, let's see, no, 31.4. 31.4 is our mean. Okay, let's move on to part B, is to find the median. To find the median, we need to arrange these in numerical order from the smallest to the largest. We have two 26s. We have a 29. We have 1, 2, 3 31s. And we have a 46. Okay, so since we have 7 values, the middle value will be the median. So our median is 31. Mode is the most frequent value, and that's one thing nice about arranging them in order. We can see there are 3 31s, but only 2 26s, so the mode would only be 31. Okay, so those are the 3 things we're asked to find in these exercises. And let's do one more. We'll do the list with 8.97, 5.64, 2.31, 1.02, 4.35, and 7.68. Okay, so again, we want to start with the mean. So we're going to add these values up and divide by the number of values. 8.97 plus 5.64 plus 2.31 plus 1.02 plus 4.35 plus 7.68 equals. So I'm getting 29.97. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. So I'm going to divide that by 6. So I get 4.995. Now you're going to have to follow the directions that's given. In this case it says it rounds it to the nearest tenth. So if we look at the tenths position, we'd add 1 and we're going to get 5.0. Typically what I do and what my statistics class is taught to do is if the data set has data that's to the nearest hundredth, we would round it to the nearest thousandth, so we would actually leave it as 4.995. But directions here clearly say we're to round it to the nearest tenth for the mean. Doesn't say so for the other values, but for the mean. Okay, so the median, again, we need to arrange these in numerical order. Let's see, the smallest one's 1.02, then 2.31, 4.35, 5.64, 7.68, and 8.97. Now this time we have an even number of values, so we actually have two values in the middle. So we need to add these, the 4.35 plus the 5.64, and then divide that sum by 2. So 4.35 plus 5.64 equals 9.99 divided by 2 is 4.995. Okay, and they don't say it around that, so we'll just leave it as is, 4.995. Okay, and our mode, each number appears only once, so there is no mode. Don't use 0 because 0 could possibly be a mode. We want to say no mode. Okay, so that's the first part, is being able to calculate the mean and the median from the list of values. And let's move on and take a look at calculating a mean from a frequency table, and we'll do one from the book. Just okay, we have our values and we have our frequency, and so if we have the values 12, 14, 16, and 18, 3, 1, 8, and 4. Okay, so the question is, what do we do in this case? Well, what I usually do is just make another column, and frequency is F and the value is X. So I'm going to do 12 times 3 is 36, 1 times 14 is 14, 8 times 16, 8 times 16, I want to check myself, 96, and 4 times 18, 72. Alright, so we want to find the sum of the F times X or X times F, sum of those, and divide it by the sum of the frequency. So sum of the frequencies is 4, 12, I believe 16, 4, 8, okay, 16. So let me add this column, 10, 18, 5, 14, 21. So we're going to have 218 divided by 16, and that's 13.625 is what I'm getting if I've copied my table right. The mean to the nearest tenth, and they're coming up with something else, so I better recalculate here. Okay, 3, 1, 8 times 16. There's where I'm wrong. 8 times 16 should be 128. And 4 times 18, I erased that. That was 72. So let me make my corrections. Okay, 10, 20. Alright, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15. Okay, so I'm getting 250 this time, which is a lot different from what I had before. 250 divided by 16. Let's see if that number looks better to me. I knew it didn't look right. Okay, so that's 15.625. Okay, and they round mean to the nearest tenth, so that would be 15.6. Okay, we're to find the median. The median is the middle value. And remember, for a data set, we take n plus 1 and divide it by 2 to locate it. So we have how many values? 16. N is the sum of the frequencies. So 16 plus 1 would be 17 divided by 2. And that's going to be 8.5. So it's halfway between the 8th and the 9th value. So as I count, 3 values, 4 values, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Both of these are going to be 16, so it has to be 16. Now, if you have trouble counting that out, what this means from our frequency table, we have 3 12s, we have a 14, we have 8 16s, more, and we have 4 18s. So when we figure out it's the 8.5 position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's halfway between the 16 and the 16. So if necessary, use your frequency to indicate we have 3 12s, we have 1 14, we have 8 16s. If that helps you, write it out. It doesn't take that long in most cases. Okay, the mode is the most frequent. We can tell that by the largest frequency. So the mode is also 16. So that's the way we work with a frequency table. Okay, and let's do one last one, and we'll call it quits. Find the grade point average for each of the following students. Okay, when you work with a grade point average, A is represented by 4 points, B means 3 points, C typically is 2, D is 1, and an F is 0 points. So we have a table in this problem. We'll do 31. And they talk about units. Units are the same thing as credits at Germana. So 4733. And the last column is the grade. And notice they are letter grades, C, B, A, and F. So a C translates as a 2, a B is a 3, an A is a 4, and an F is a 0. So what we do is take units times the grade, the numerical representation. So 4 times 2 is 8, 7 times 3 is 21, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 0 is 0. So 11, we're going to get 41. And we want to divide by the number of credits or the number of units, and in this case this student is carrying 17. 10 plus 7 would give us 17. So let's see what the GPA is, grade point average, 2.41. And usually those are stated to the nearest hundredth. And let's see if we have, yeah, round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, in the next recording, I'm going to briefly just go over grading in the class, because I did want to show you the weighted mean for the class, how I go about calculating it. So I'll do that in the next recording.